Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zane here, and today I have another VGC 14 battle for you all. Since you guys are awesome and hit 500 likes on the last video, so let's aim for another 500 on this one to support daily uploads. Anyway, if you guys follow me on Twitter or Facebook at all, you'll know that recently I attended a local tournament at Kings Games New York. It was right after Worlds, and it was just kind of a small get-together, but around, I think, 30 players ended up attending with a bunch of notable players, and I ended up winning the entire event, so that was really cool. I brought my Worlds team, Hariyama, Salmons, Rotom Heat, Kangaskhan, and you see my opponent there has Zapdos, Rotom Heat, Mawile, Gothitelle. The two he did not bring were Hydreigon, Politoed, so kind of a hybrid rain team with Rotom Heat on it. I know that the Gothitelle mirror is really interesting, and I don't really want to bring my own Gothitelle to this matchup because Mawile and Hydreigon are not fun to play against with mine. So I decide Hariyama and Salmons is probably my best lead matchup because the only thing that gives Salmons trouble is the Mawile. Otherwise, I can just nuke anything else on his team with Helping Hand, Draco Meteor. Rotom Heat, of course, to counter the Mawile that he has, and Kangaskhan hits everything else pretty hard as long as I can knock out the Mawile. So my game plan here is to kind of KO Goth and Mawile as quickly as possible. But even if I don't KO Mawile, Kangaskhan does a pretty good job cleaning up as long as I can get a burn on the Mawile with Rotom Heat. So without further ado, let's actually get into this battle. You know, Gothitelle is a Pokemon that is picking up a lot of popularity due to the fact that it actually won Worlds, and a lot of other top players brought it to Worlds as well. But if you're smart enough, you can play around it and beat it. So my strategy here is actually to knock out the Gothitelle so he can't trap my team for the remainder of the game. So I lead with Hariyama and Salmons against his Mawile and Gothitelle. Not the best lead matchup here, but of course I do get the fake out, and it's actually a decent lead matchup in terms of switching, because I know that if I Helping Hand Draco Meteor that Gothitelle slot, I'm guaranteed a one-hit KO, so I just go for the Helping Hand Draco this first turn. He actually goes for a Protect with both Gothitelle and Mawile, obviously choosing not to Mega Evolve Mawile there to save the Intimidate in case he chooses to switch out in the future. So a really smart play on my opponent there, and I was not expecting a Protect coming out of that Gothitelle. So this turn I'm really scared of him switching out the Gothitelle into something else, because it means he'll be able to trap my -2 Salmons in if he does choose to switch, but surprisingly he just stays in. It means I will be able to get another Helping Hand / Draco Meteor off, and it will be able to connect with Gothitelle. Now, while most Gothitelles are built specially defensively, you know, to survive the Specs Dark Pulse from Hydreigon, it's not going to be able to take a Specs Draco Meteor boosted by Helping Hand, and I am able to knock out that Gothitelle, which is really huge because it means I'll be able to switch out now, and he's not going to be able to lock me or set up Trick Room. However, Mawile does get the play rough onto Hariyama, the correct target there, because had he targeted my Salmons, he actually would have given me more momentum. So really smart play by my opponent there, and now I'm stuck with the -2 Salmons. It's kind of one of the risks of using a choice user. We saw that earlier in, if you watch my battle against Daichi, where his Zapdos was locked into Choice Scarf HP Ice, and he just lost all momentum because of that. So this following turn, I decide to actually stay in with my Salmons because I don't want to take, say, a Thunder Wave onto that slot since I know I've got Kangaskhan in the back. So I go for the Specs Draco here, and it does a relatively good amount to the Zapdos, even at -2. And he does go for that anticipated Thunder Wave, so I'm kind of glad I stayed in here. Salmons, though, at -4 now is basically useless, and he switched into Rotom Heat, which is going to take that Will-O-Wisp because, of course, it is Fire type. Now, I'm in a decent position because Rotom Heat basically has a good matchup against all three of my opponent's Pokemon, but it doesn't have enough offensive pressure to really do much. So I really need to get Kangaskhan in here safely, which is why I choose to stay in with Salmons. I also Will-O-Wisp the Zapdos because I don't want to A, overheat and decrease my special attack, and 2, I just kind of want the burn damage and the residual damage to pressure my opponent a bit more, and in case he switched there. Unfortunately, I'm going to be fully paralyzed there, but at -4, I'm not doing very much damage anyway. Here, he finally reveals the Hidden Power Ice and knocks out my Salmons, but I'm fine with that. At this point, I really needed Salmons to feint so I could bring in Kangaskhan safely. His Rotom Heat just Thunderbolts mine, as mine goes for a Thunderbolt on his Zapdos. Reason being that now I can just bring in Kangaskhan safely and Double Edge. However, I'm still not in the best of positions because should I choose to Double Edge that Zapdos slot, he's going to be able to Will-O-Wisp me, but should I choose to Double Edge the Rotom Heat slot, one, he might be able to even survive because he's still at, you know, near maximum HP, so I decided to just knock out the Zapdos this turn. So I do go for that Double Edge there, and he does not switch out, which is really good because it means I'll be able to knock out the Zapdos in just one hit. Double Edge's power, of course, really powerful. Return would have actually just picked up the KO there regardless, but when I built the team, of course, I had Double Edge. He is going to be able to connect on Will-O-Wisp though, so that's really bad because now my attack power is decreased and I'm taking burn damage every turn. I did just go for a Thunderbolt there to get some damage off against Rotom Heat because at this point I'm actually anticipating a Rotom Heat versus Rotom Heat endgame, and I get a crit there, which does help me out in terms of getting some extra damage off. Now here he brings in his Mawile. So of course now it's a 2-on-2, both of us have a Rotom Heat, and both of us have our respective Megas. I protect Kangaskhan here because I figure, you know, he's going to probably want to KO the Kangaskhan this turn, but he makes a smart play and goes for the Protect on Mawile, so both of our attacks are negated as we target each other's respective Megas. So Kangaskhan's burn counter ticks down a bit more. Now this following turn, I'm anticipating maybe a Sucker Punch coming out of that Mawile into Kangaskhan, so I Sucker Punch his Mawile just to get some chip damage off, and so I can knock it out with Overheat. It's really a win-win situation for me here. If he chooses to Sucker Punch, then it would just be negated, of course if he targets Kangaskhan, and if he just goes for a normal attack like Play Rough, then I'll be able to knock him out before anything. So I pick up a huge knockout there, and the game is now 2-1 in my favor, but my Rotom Heat is at -2, and I don't have Citrus Berry while his does. So I know I need to basically get damage off with Kangaskhan if I want to win this game. I'm really anticipating a Protect coming out this turn because, you know, Kangaskhan at the burn damage it is, you know, you probably expect it to faint from the burn. So I actually Power Up Punch myself because I know I can take one more turn of burn, meaning that I will be able to get myself back to neutral basically, and it means the following turn I'll be able to get a really powerful Double Edge off, and this is basically the game-winning play. You know, I really didn't anticipate him to just attack this turn, so as a result I am able to get the free +2, basically negating the burn damage, and it's going to mean I'm going to be able to get a full power Double Edge off against that Rotom Heat, which is crucial. You know, I knew that my Rotom Heat didn't have a Citrus Berry and it was at -2, so the chances of me winning the game would have been really slim had I not gone for that. And of course if I chose to just Double Edge both turns, I would have been able to not really get that much damage off. It would have been at half, and the Rotom versus Rotom match, you know, he's got a Rotom that has still neutral special attack while mine was at -2. So it's kind of a risky play, but I went for it. I really didn't think he would target the Kangaskhan slot, and it paid off. So I ended up winning that game 1-0. Really, really close nail biter. It was a really intense battle, honestly, back and forth. The Thunder Wave definitely caught me off guard. I didn't want to switch out, and it was kind of the downfall of using a choice Pokemon, often demonstrated. But in the end, Kangaskhan and Rotom Heat were able to prevail against Rotom Heat and Mawile. Anyway, that's it for today's battle, guys. Leave a like, of course, if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.